My skin was like, drank it up in a straw. It looks like an ancient jewel that you could sell for $1 billion. She's expired, but she doesn't break me out, so it's fine. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am like all butterflies today. I got my little butterfly choker on from Allie Joy Jewelry. I got these really cute butterfly earrings that I actually got at the Queens International Night Market, which is a really cool thing out in Queens, where a bunch of food vendors get together and a bunch of like small businesses and stuff all get together and sell their wares. And I got these really cute butterfly earrings, and they actually also have a matching necklace, but I wanted to wear my mismatching butterfly necklace here today. But I'm just feeling very summery, very cute in my little butterflies, keeping very Y2K realness as I like to do, and basically just dressing how my 10-year-old self wanted to dress in 2004, but as a 26-year-old in 2021. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out that this is exactly how I wanted to dress when I was 10 years old, and now I get to dress like that. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in drugstore makeup products that I'm judging you if you haven't tried yet in 2021. I'm just kidding, I'm not judging you. I'm sure there's many reasonable reasons why you haven't tried these drugstore makeup products yet, but today I want to talk to you about the best of the best at the drugstore, and we're not talking about anything new here because I know that the drugstore's been stepping it up the past couple years and coming out with some new innovative products, but I want to talk about some products that have been around, and if you still haven't tried them, why, you know? So I just really want to spread the drugstore makeup love, talk about some really incredible makeup products that don't cost a lot of money, and maybe if you've been hearing about this product for like a while and people keep telling you it's good, I can be your final push to tell you like it's good. Go get it, go buy it, go try it, and let me know how it was. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear about the best of the best drugstore makeup in my humble opinion, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching 'cause it's coming at you right now. Okay, so the first drugstore makeup product that I think is a cult classic for a reason, and I absolutely think you should try if you haven't yet, is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. So I've tried two different varieties of the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I've tried the original e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I've also tried the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, which is the one that I'm working on currently. Can you tell by how luminous my skin looks? No, but they're really, really good. And this is coming from a person who staunchly believed that primers were a scam until like 6 months ago, so you should trust my opinion more. No, but really, I really did feel like primers were a scam for a long time. I felt like they were just overpriced moisturizers, either that, or I thought all of the silicone ones were just absolute garbage and just made my makeup slide off my face, and my dry sensitive skin had no interest in primers. I thought people were out here wasting their money. Well, consider this my formal retraction of that statement, because the e.l.f. Putty Primer changed everything for me. And it was one of my subscribers that encouraged me to give it a try. They told me, I know you think primers are a scam, but I think this one is going to change your mind, and they were absolutely correct. This will absolutely change your mind if you're not a primer person, if you don't normally wear primer with your foundation and you're like, how much can it do? It can do everything. It can literally do everything. This primer is magic. I don't see a huge difference between the poreless and the luminous in the way that my makeup applies on top of it. The main difference would be that the luminous has actual luminosity to it. Like, I'll put a little swatchy swatch on my hand for you so you can see that there is like a sheen to it. Now, I wouldn't consider this a highlighter by any means. Look at this. Look at this sheen. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I like to wear it under my foundation to give me a glow from within. But even if you're not into that much luminosity, like maybe you have oilier skin and you're like, I don't know if I want that much luminosity, I think you'll love the original Poreless Putty Primer, because that one is hydrating without adding glow, you know? That one just makes my skin feel happy. That one just makes my skin feel comfortable. It keeps foundation from looking crusty and crunchy on top of my makeup. So that's what I really love about the Poreless, and that one absolutely fills your pores. It said poreless and I was like, okay, poreless. All primers say they're gonna fill pores, but that one's not lying. It's literally telling the truth. Again, I know you've probably heard 1,000 people tell you to try the e.l.f. Putty Primer before, but if you still haven't, why? Tell me your reasoning. I would love to know, because coming from a fellow anti-primer person, you know, like I said, I was very anti-primer until recently, so I would love to change your mind, because this has really changed the way I think about my complexion. I get more excited to do my complexion routine now that I use this. Like before, complexion was just like, okay, slap some foundation on so we can put some blush over it, you know? And now I'm like, ugh, let's do my complexion. Let's give me a natural glow from within. Let's get my skin feeling good and hydrated and glowy. And it just makes me a whole lot more excited to do my complexion routine. So I definitely recommend that you check out the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Like I said, they have the Poreless, they have the Luminous. They also have recently come out with an acne fighting one, which has salicylic acid in it. And it also has green in it to counteract redness, which I think is really cool. And then they also have an oil controlling one, which I'm very curious to try in my T-zone because I get an oily T-zone in the summer. So plenty of varieties to choose from the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I think it's an amazing, amazing drugstore makeup product. Alrighty, so the next drugstore makeup product I want to talk about is definitely not one I hear people talk about as a cult favorite as much, but if you're not new to my channel, you've probably heard me talk about it quite a bit, so I apologize in advance. But I also don't apologize because every new person I can spread the word to about the NYX Conceal Correct Contour Palette is a good deed that I have done for the day. If you are somebody like me who has under eyes that aren't necessarily dry but don't look good in liquid concealer, maybe that does mean they're dry. I might have dry under eyes, but I spent years trying to make liquid concealer look good under my eyes, and it just looked crusty, it looked bad, it felt bad on my skin. I just never had a good time with liquid concealer. And then one day Amazon like recommended this to me because of something else I had looked at NYX, and I was like, oh, okay, it's like a little palette. It looks like it has little like creams in it. Okay, I can try that. And it wasn't very expensive, so I gave it a try, and ma'am, if cream concealer isn't the greatest thing invented since sliced bread, I don't know what is. This formula specifically is so, so, so good. Oh my gosh. And it comes in 3 different shades, by the way. So I have the light shade, they also have a medium shade and a deep shade, and within each palette there are also 6 shades, so you can customize your own concealer shade. Now, do I think they should expand that palette range? Absolutely. I think we could do at least one lighter. I think there could be a fair shade, and I think there should also be a rich shade. I think that would fill out the range much better, but this is not a product that NYX like ever promotes, which I don't know why, because it's really, really good. I feel like I'm the only person promoting this product. I'm sure there are other people you guys have heard of promoting it, but this product is so amazing. It is my favorite product I've ever used from NYX, hands down. The formula is very creamy, but it's not like a Glossier Stretch Concealer creamy, because that was the only cream concealer I had used before this, and while I loved my Glossier Stretch Concealer, it definitely in the summer months was a little much for me. In the winter, my skin was like, drank it up in a straw, absolutely thrilled with it. But in the summertime, my skin was like, we're a little hot, you know, this is a little greasy. Whereas the NYX Conceal Correct Contour formula is perfect because you can set it down with a powder easily. Whereas with the Glossier Stretch Concealer, I found that that one did not set as well with powder. It kind of just mixed in with it and like oils were poking through. This one sets down really nicely, but on my drier days, I find I don't need to set it at all. I use it on my under eyes. I use it to spot conceal. Some days I use it on my whole face if I'm not feeling wearing foundation that day, but I want to cover the redness that I have on my cheeks. I will just use the one shade that's like my skin tone in here, and I'll just throw it all over the place. You should totally try this if you, like me, also have issues with liquid concealers looking dry on your under eyes, but you're maybe a little intimidated by cream concealers because they seem like they can be greasy. This one's a big winner, and I think you will absolutely love the NYX Conceal Correct Contour Palette. All right, now let's move on to my 2 most prized possessions in my makeup collection, and that is my MIlani Baked Blushes. I know, I talk about these boys quite a lot too, but that's because they're so good. If you haven't tried MIlani's Baked Blush formula yet, please tell me why. Please, I have to know why. If there's an ingredient or something you're allergic to, then that's totally fine. Or if it's not available in your country or you haven't been able to find it. Those are all valid excuses. So I have 2 shades. The first shade I ever tried was Luminoso because that's the one people scream and shout about all the time, and she's beautiful. I'm wearing her today. Look at how luminous my skin is. Of course, it's a combination of the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer and like 8 other glowy things I'm wearing, but this is absolutely adding to my glow. It is such a beautiful blush. It is effortless. You cannot over apply it, and I should know because I try to over apply my blushes because I love to wear a lot of blush, but it just gives such a beautiful sheen. It's so subtle. If you're somebody who doesn't wear blush and you're like, I I don't want to like look like I'm wearing blush, because I've been there. When I was first getting into face makeup, I was like, I don't really want to like look like I'm wearing blush. Like I want it to look very natural. This is a very natural looking blush. I mean, I built it up to be a little less natural because I don't like to look natural anymore, but it can be a very natural blush, and it gives a natural looking glow too. Like you can see there's sheen to it, but there's no glitter in it at all. Like it's not a blush lighter. But what I love about the MIlani baked blushes is that they come in so many different shades that suit a variety of skin tones. One of my absolute favorite shades from the MIlani baked blush line is the shade Coralina. Look at it, look at it. It looks like a rock that you would find under the surface of the earth. It looks like an ancient jewel that you could sell for $1 billion, but it's not. It's a $6 blush from the drugstore, and it's so good. I want to kiss it, but I won't, but I will, I won't. But it's, yeah, I know I'm being dramatic, but I promise I am not exaggerating the drama that I feel when I wear this blush, because it is so beautiful. You can see this one's got a marbled look to it. It's got a bunch of shades in there. You got your red, your coral, your pink, your orange, your gold, your bronze. It's just so, so beautiful when you swirl it all together. I'll show you what it looks like when I swirl my finger around the whole thing. I'll get a little bit of everything there for you, and it creates the most beautiful, luminous, corally shade that is just stunning. Everyone's gonna be like, what blush are you wearing? And you'll be like, oh, it's MIlani Coralina, just a $6 blush. But it doesn't look like a $6 blush. It looks luxurious. It looks amazing. It looks like something you paid $30 for. To me, I've never tried an Hourglass blush, but these seem like they would be as good as an Hourglass blush. You know, I've watched other people try on Hourglass those ambient blushes that also kind of look like this with the marbling, and I feel like they look the same as when I wear my MIlani baked blush. But if you buy a MIlani baked blush, you'll be a lot happier because you didn't spend $40 on a blush. That's ridiculous. $40 for a blush, my goodness. These are so, so good, not only for the price, but just for being themselves, you know? I definitely own more expensive blushes, but I find myself reaching for these way more than other blushes. I probably reach for these more than any other blush that I have because they're just so effortless and foolproof and amazing, and I truly think they are the best powder blush formula at the drugstore. Now you may have noticed I said best powder blush formula at the drugstore, and that's because I could not ignore my favorite cream blush formula from the drugstore, and that is the Honest Beauty Cream Cheek Blushes. These are so, so good. Oh my gosh. I bought these initially because Tati had Jessica Alba on her channel, who Jessica Alba is the CEO of Honest Beauty. It's her brand. And she was talking about her cream blushes, and Tati was talking about how it's like her favorite cream blush formula because you can put it on over powder, which is like something we were all taught, I feel, about makeup when you're first getting into makeup. They say don't put creams over powders because it'll move things around. Well, Miss Jessica said absolutely not. I do not accept that, and she created a cream blush that does move over powders, which is just amazing. Clearly, my shade Coral Peach is very well loved. She's in my Project Pan right now, not because I don't love her, but because I love her so much, and she's expired, but she doesn't break me out, so it's fine. Now I'm gonna show you right now how you can put this on over powder, even though I put this powder on long ago, and it's very much settled into my skin. But just look at how effortless this is to apply, even just with your fingers. It's also a multi-use product. I talked about multi-use products in my video that I posted last week, where I was talking about using makeup the wrong way, and I wore this on my lips because I think this is a beautiful lip color too. I've also worn this on my eyes before, and it just looks beautiful everywhere you put it. It's just a really good multi-use cream product, and what I love about this is that it's not a dewy cream blush. Not that I don't love a dewy cream blush, but sometimes I just want a cream blush like to make my skin feel good, not because I want to add dew, and this one really does just give like a natural radiant finish. I wouldn't say it's matte, but it's for sure radiant. I'll do a little swatch so you can see more of the finish. Okay, so yeah, this is what, first of all, the pigmentation of these is nuts. You can take like a tiny little tap of it and like cover your whole cheeks in it. I used one swipe to do both of my cheeks, and I like a lot of blush, but you need so little of it to make it look good. And the formula, like I said, you can see it's definitely got some sheen. Like you can see it is reflecting some light, but it's not like a shimmery blush like the Milani baked blushes are. So I love that about these. I have 2 shades. The other shade I have is a berry shade. It's called Plum Berry, and this one is really, really beautiful. This is like one of my favorite fall shades because it's like a deeper berry tone, but blended out on my skin tone, it looks really great too. And that's the thing about pigmented blushes, is don't be intimidated by a pigmented blush if you have fair skin, because you can always go in with a light hand and sheer it out and it's gonna look amazing. And if you have a deeper skin tone, I feel like this Plum Berry shade would just look absolutely stunning on you. So we got plenty of options over here in the Honest Beauty cream blush department, and they are absolutely my favorite cream blush formula at the drugstore. Okay, I got 2 more things to talk about. Oh my gosh, I have so many drugstore favorites to share with you today. So the first ones, we're gonna talk about some glosses. Oh gee, what could my favorite gloss formula at the drugstore be? It's the NYX Butter Glosses. I have 4 of them. I'm wearing the shade Sorbet today. She is in my project pan, and she smells like candy. It smells so good. You guys, if you're not new to my channel, you know I love a lip gloss that smells good. In fact, I demand that my lip gloss smell good. I need some sort of fragrance because you're gonna live right under my nose. You better smell good, you know? This formula is so comfortable. It's so effortless. It gives the perfect amount of pigmentation where you can put one layer on and have it be kind of sheer, or you can layer it up and definitely give it more of a punch. And this is a gloss that layers really well, because I don't know about you guys, but I've tried glosses in the past that I'll put on before I leave the house, and then I toss it in my purse, and then when I go to reapply it, I'm like, ugh, have you guys never met before? Why aren't you interacting with each other? Why is layer number 1 rejecting layer number 2? I don't get that with the NYX Butter Glosses. This is definitely a formula that's buildable throughout the day if you want it to be, so I really love that about it. This is another one I'm sure you've heard 1,000 people scream about before, but by chance, if you still haven't tried it yet, I'm here to give you your final push. Go try the NYX Butter Glosses. They have a shade for everybody. I got Sorbet here, which is a beautiful bright coral. I got Fortune Cookie here, which is like a super pale nude that I use to lighten other shades. I have Madeline, which is my perfect nude shade. So, so beautiful. And then I have Devil's Food Cake, which is my vampy fall shade, which goes really, really well with that Honest Beauty blush that I was just showing you. So they got a shade for everybody. The formula is for everybody. It is so, so user-friendly. They are under $5. Why wouldn't you try a NYX Butter Gloss? I absolutely feel like these are the best lip glosses at the drugstore. Alrighty, and the last product I want to talk to you about today is the best drugstore mascara, and I know that's controversial to say because there are many that are very good, but if there's one that I always go back to, it has to be the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Now this one right here is not my favorite Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I can't find my favorite right now on my desk because my desk is a mess, you guys. I just, look at it. Look at my desk. Could you find anything on that desk? No, you couldn't. But I'm gonna show you a picture of my actual favorite Essence Lash Princess, and it's this one, the one in the purple tube. The reason I like the one in the purple tube is because it comes with a curved brush. Now, if you've never used a curved mascara brush before, you're missing out. You're missing out, and I'll tell you why. When the brush is curved like that, you can get more into your actual lashes, because you know how a standard mascara brush is just kind of like cone shaped, and that's fine. This one still is good. The Essence one is good because it's very cone shaped, so you can kind of angle it around, but when you have a curved mascara brush, it just so effortlessly grabs all of your lashes, and also you're so much less likely to stab yourself in the eye when doing your mascara, which I personally like as a clumsy lady. So that's another reason I really like the curved brush. And like I said, it's just very effortless. I find I get a lot less smudging using a brush like that. Like, I'm less likely to hit the other side of my lids with that. So there's just really so much to love about the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and I know a lot of you are really into it too, but I specifically want to get you guys to try this purple one because this is my favorite. I've also heard really good things about the primer though, so let me know if you guys have tried the primer. Should I try the primer? Is it worth it? Does it make a difference? I would love to know, and I would love to know what other Essence mascaras you guys love, and I still think it's the best mascara at the drugstore. Alright you guys, and with that we have reached the end of the video. Those are products I consider to be the best of drugstore makeup. When I first got into makeup, the drugstore was the only place I purchased my makeup because I didn't know where to shop online. I wanted to be able to see things in person. I wanted to be able to browse, and I didn't have a lot of money to spend at a Sephora or an Ulta. I still don't have a lot of money to spend at a Sephora or an Ulta. I've gotten a lot more into indie makeup brands now, so I definitely do branch out more, but for like my first year and a half of getting into makeup, I lived in my CVS makeup department, and that is where I tried all my products. So I definitely wanted to spread the love on my favorite drugstore products. But please let me know your favorite drugstore makeup products. Is there anything that I still haven't tried yet? Is Maybelline Great Lash all that good, or was that just good for 2008? Please let me know because I've never tried it and I'm not sure I want to, but I would love to hear your drugstore makeup recommendations, so please let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help my channel a lot. It lets YouTube know to recommend the video to other people, which is really helpful for the growth of my channel. And if you made it to the end, subscribe! I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they're always just as cute and sweet as this one. Check out my description box for all of the makeup I mentioned today and all the makeup on my face today. Also check out my description box for a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources, resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the drugstore. Bye!